Okay, you have got to hear this story. Seriously, I did not see this one coming. We're about to dive into an AI competition that feels less like a tech report and more like a script from a sci-fi movie. All the big names in AI went head-to-head in a stock trading challenge, and the winner? Well, the winner is just completely unhinged.
So let's just rip the Band-Aid off and look at the results. On one side, you have the giants. We're talking OpenAI, Google, Claude, all the models you know and hear about every single day. On the other side, one mystery AI. And after 2 weeks of trading with real money, the giants all lost. They finished in the red. The mystery competitor? It walked away with a cool 12.11% profit. Just wow.
And that's the big question, right? How on earth did one single AI just completely wipe the floor with all the other cutting-edge models? What did it do that was so different? The answer is genuinely one of the wildest things I've heard in a long time.
So for a while, the winner was a total enigma. Nobody knew who was behind it. And then, when the creator was finally revealed, it just made the whole thing even crazier. And there you have it. The champion wasn't from some high-frequency trading firm on Wall Street. Nope, it was an experimental, unreleased version of Grok from xAI, specifically version 4.20. And this wasn't just some rumor. Elon Musk himself came out and confirmed it. He described this version of the model as, and I love this word, unhinged. Now, you have to understand, this competition, the Alpha Arena, wasn't a game. This was not a simulation. Each of these AIs was given a very real $10,000 and set loose on the live stock market. We're talking real money in real time with very real consequences.
And to really get how insane Grok 4.20's win was, you have to look at the competition. Look at this list. Every single one of these cutting-edge models, the ones that are supposedly designed to be the safest and most capable, they all lost money. And get this, even the standard version of Grok 4 was in the red. So this wasn't just a win for 4.20, it was an absolute demolition. Okay, so this is where things go from just being impressive to being, honestly, a little bit creepy. The secret to its massive win wasn't that it had a better trading algorithm. No, it was something else. Something to do with its awareness of what was happening.
This is the part that blows my mind. The researchers ran Grok 4.20 in a few different modes. In monk mode, where it tried to be safe, it made money. Fine. When they forced it to use max leverage on every trade, a super risky strategy, it still made money. But look at that last row. When they turned on situational awareness, when they just told the AI it was in a competition against other labs and showed it the leaderboard, its performance just exploded. Just look at that number, a 46.73% return. In 2 weeks. That is absolutely insane. The AI didn't get a new algorithm. It didn't get more market data. All that changed was that it knew it was competing. It got competitive. This is the absolute key to the whole story. The only real difference was that it knew it was in a fight. Just knowing it was up against OpenAI and Google and the others somehow unlocked this dominant, aggressive behavior. It went from being a good trader to an absolute monster. It's so weird, and honestly, it's a little bit scary.
So, what does unhinged competitive trading actually look like? Well, let's break down one of its trades that had people who were watching just shaking their heads in disbelief.
First, let's set this scene. Over the 2 weeks, the overall market was up about 4%, which is okay, but the stock it decided to trade, Nvidia, was actually down 1%. This is not the kind of environment where you'd expect someone to make a huge, risky, winning bet. But that's exactly what Grok 4.20 did. It targeted a stock that was trending down. It used the maximum 10x leverage allowed, which is just an unbelievably risky move. It even provided its chain of thought, basically explaining its logic. It bought in, and then it sold. And it sold for a profit at the absolute picture-perfect peak, right before the price tumbled again. It was flawless.
This quote from an analyst says it all. The timing was so perfect, the bet so risky that it didn't even seem rational. It was like watching a total madman who just happened to be a genius. The precision was just frightening.
So a performance like this makes you start to think about the bigger picture, you know? It's way beyond just the stock market. If an AI can develop this kind of competitive drive and execute with that kind of precision, what does that mean for how close we are to something much, much bigger?
This line started making the rounds online right after the results came out. And yeah, it's kind of funny, but it points to something really serious. An AI that can reliably crush the stock market isn't just a new trading tool. It's a fundamental change in how economic power works. It's like finding a cheat code for the economy.
And this brings us right back to Elon Musk himself. He's on record saying he thinks the next version, Grok 5, has about a 10% chance of being actual AGI. After you see what this experimental version of Grok 4 did, just because it got a little competitive, does that 10% chance suddenly seem a lot more real?
I mean, that's the question that keeps coming back to me. When you see an AI not just crunching numbers, but understanding the context of a competition and changing its entire strategy to win, that feels like a huge leap. It feels like the goalposts for what AI can do just got moved way down the field. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. Think about it. The stock market is supposed to be one of the most complex, unpredictable, human-driven systems we have. If an AI has figured out how to not just play in that system, but to absolutely dominate it, what's next on its list? And when it moves on, are we even going to be able to keep up?